You're in charge.
I'm in charge. Apparently, I'm in charge, guys. Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this. My name's Paul Turner, and this gentleman is Curtis Phelan. So we're going to dive in, and we're going to jump straight on the screen rather than take your time. But if you are here because you want to skyrocket your network marketing business, your network marketing success. So let's jump on. How you doing today, Curtis, while I sort that out?
I'm doing outstanding, Paul. How are you doing?
Well, just not very technical, so guys, bear with me. Bear with me, guys, if, you know, we're not that slick that we do video editing and stuff like that. Can you see my screen, Curtis?
I can. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, you see, we've got that far, so that's good. So let's present. So we're going to take you through these slides, guys. We're going to not bore you. We're going to try and keep this, I don't know, 45 minutes, maybe an hour. I suggest maybe you do get a pen and paper if you haven't already got one, because we're going to drop some nuggets tonight. So as we said, this is how to skyrocket your network marketing success. My name is Paul Turner. That's me on the right, and Curtis Phelan is there on the left. Now, you might recognize the gentleman that Curtis is stood with there. Okay, that gentleman being Mr. Anthony Robbins himself, Tony Robbins, and you're going to learn more about why that picture's up there. And then I am there on the right, getting recognized for being a 10K a month earner in my network marketing business. And there we both are at the event. Had an awesome time, didn't we, Curtis? It
was unbelievable. I actually got to see you get up there and get that beautiful jacket. It was a blast.
I would rather have had money, but no, that you get a jacket.
Well, you got the money coming already. So.
Yeah. I suppose.
I was going to give
you. so who is? And I got to pay Las Vegas prices, which was like an eye opener for me from the UK. So anyway, so who is this for? It's for network marketers who are passionate about achieving financial freedom in this industry. No tire kickers are out here, guys. If you're just a tire kicker, if you're just a spectator, this probably isn't the webinar for you. And if it's for passionate people that want to remove the blocks that have been holding them back. So many people speak to in network marketing, they just, I don't know, their leaders in the company are doing it and they just can't seem to make it work. So when you've got a Tony Robbins coach and you've got, I'm a mind hacker, I'm into NLP and mindset, there's the warning, okay? You might not like everything you hear in this webinar because you may have to confront some stuff that's going on in you, okay? Some people don't like that. Some people lap it up and they go on to great things. Some people don't like it. So we will give you that warning. Now, we're doing this because we're sick and tired of seeing sick and tired and unfulfilled network marketers. So we're going to help 500 of them. That's our goal. There's a reason why the number's 500. You'll see why later. And our goal is to help you make at least a full-time income, okay? At least. We want you to do more, okay? But at least a full-time income so you can quit your job or double your income and invest it or whatever you want to do with it. So we're going to show you in this webinar why so many people feel like they're just somehow blocked from success, but more importantly, why it's not their fault. We're going to tell you what you can do about it for you and your team. If you're one of those people that like helping people, a lot of network marketers are. That's why they get into this. They feels good to help people. You might want to help your team. And if you don't have a team yet, guys, get excited. This is going to be great for you. If you stick around to the end, what we're going to do is we're going to share how you can get more help if you want it. Now, I've put there literally pennies on the dollar, and some people, you know, have seen this presentation that I was putting when I was putting this together, and they were like, so you're going to sell something. Well, maybe, but I don't think we are, because when you see, you'll be amazed. Okay, I mean literally pennies on the dollar. You're going to get a free course that I did on conversion and persuasion, so it's going to help you refer more prospects. And this is everybody's favorite. Curtis, do you know anybody that wouldn't like to turn $100 into $95,000?
No.
Without having to sell, without having to recruit. And the way they do it, basically only 5%, the wealthy, okay, this is what the top 5% do. And you can use more money. You can start with more than 100 if you want to get there quicker, and way beyond 95,000. Okay, so that's what you're going to learn in this webinar. So I'll let Curtis introduce himself and talk through his history. Curtis, give us a brief run through, man. Tell us what you've been doing.
Sure, great. Yeah, you know, hey everybody, my name is Curtis Phelan. I've been what we call a peak performance strategist or results coach for over 18 years. If you see me in the picture, I'm the guy on the left, not the guy on the right. Most of you probably in the modern world know who the guy on the right is. No, I'm not 4.5 feet tall. I'm actually 5'10". Tony in shoes is 6'10". So Tony Robbins personally recruited and trained me out of the sales industry. I used to sell cars. Yes, I was a car salesman years ago, but I used his technology to turn my life around. My personal life was a mess, and I used all his training to turn my life around. I met Tony at one of his events. Then I got a phone call, and he was teaching. To work with Tony Robbins, it requires over $1 million a year to work with him and 5-year waiting list. And he wanted to help the masses. So this webinar is all about helping people. So Tony trained me in what he does to help other people. I became one of Tony's top coaches. I'm one of the founding coaches. I helped Tony build his coaching organization for 3 years. Then I went off on my own. As you can see, I don't want to go through that whole list there, but essentially what I've been doing is helping other leaders over the last 18 years develop their coaching platforms, train their coaches, coach their students to get success using their programs. And now I've been learning from Paul and teamed up with Paul. So here I am. Like I said, I've coached for over 18 years. I've personally coached over 2,500 personal clients to break through the things that stop them from having success and create success. And I've personally, sold over $2.5 million just in coaching. And I actually need to change number 7, but I do have some network marketing success in itself. I've now personally enrolled over 100 personal enrollees. And most network marketers, they're lucky if they enroll 2 in their whole career. But I've personally enrolled over 100 personals in network marketing. But Paul has much more success on that side. So there we go. There's some of my coaching clients and dear friends, so that you know that I am in the network marketing world. I have been coaching network marketers in my 18 years experience. Top left corner, my dear friends that live down the street, Ray and Jessica Higdon. We were in business together until they retired. A couple of my coaching clients right below them, the legend Robert Hollis, you see in the Hawaiian shirt. I coached Robert last year. I actually have a testimonial from Robert. And then the gentleman under him is Terry Grimeau, who's fairly successful now in network marketing online. They call him the #hunter. Tony was a client of mine. And then you might recognize the other guys. I don't want to go through the whole list for time's sakes, but my buddy in the top right-hand corner, Steve Krivda, Tanya Eliza next to him. That's our crew in the middle. That's kind of the people I hang around with the most. Ray Higdon, Jessica Higdon, Cesar Rodriguez, Tanya Eliza. And then in the bottom right corner, I spent a year mentoring under Larry Thompson. Larry Thompson is the founder of the company Herbalife. Have you ever heard of Herbalife? And he's the reason why they're so successful. And he actually taught me everything he knows over a whole year span. So I have a lot of knowledge to share with you guys. So there you go. Thanks, Paul.
Okay, Curtis, just remember to bend from the knees, yeah? As you go and pick up all those names that you dropped.
Right, yeah, right, exactly.
That's awesome. So that's awesome. That's why I like working with Curtis. He's hung around some good people. So meet me very briefly, just so you know my background. There's my wife and son, and you'll notice we took that on the beach. Now we live here now. It's very important to me. I failed all my A-level exams. Back in the day when I was a younger man, in the UK you had O-levels and A-levels, and A-levels were the advanced. I did average in my O-levels, and I failed every single one of my A-levels. Okay, so you are not talking to the smartest, the sharpest tool in the box here. Okay, so I got a job stacking shelves in a supermarket, a grocery store. Hated it. I wanted freedom. Okay. I didn't like having a grown man or woman tell me when I can have my lunch. I didn't like having to be there at a certain time and miss out on things. And I got out of the supermarket and I did other things, but I missed a lot of my son there growing up when I was commuting, working long hours and evenings and weekends. So it was a 13-year-long dream that I had to come and live down in a part of the UK called Cornwall. Now, if you live in the UK, you know Cornwall probably is very nice. There's lots of beaches, there's lots of coastline. It's warmer. It's a very much more relaxed way of life. It's a beautiful place. I'm so privileged to be here. But it was 13 years we wanted to, and we just couldn't seem to make it work. I had some sort of block, right? Okay. Then I discovered NLP. I'll explain what that is in a minute. But look what happened. Top right, $119,000. I actually did that with a business partner, and we did that in 4 months. I can't find the picture. I don't know why, but actually we got as high as 124,000 in 4 months, and that's what enabled me to come down, live in Cornwall now, and have pretty much the life of my dreams. in the middle there, those green boxes, you can see top 10 in personal sales for the week and top 10 for the month. You see me there with the red arrow pointed to each of them. On the right there, that's what they do for you when you hit Chairman 10. So that's 10K a month in my company, which is beautiful. And there's bonuses on top of that, so it's really nice. And then bottom left, I want to come to that one last. And the reason why, if you look there, the global top 10 in personal sales this month, every single one of those people with a red arrow are in my team. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've got 7 out of the top 10. So as you're looking at this, wondering if me and Curtis can help you, that's what we can do. Okay. So NLP, I said I'd tell you what that is. Neuro-linguistic programming. Okay. It's known as the science of success, and it basically has a simple premise. If Curtis can be a great coach, okay, then I can learn what Curtis does. I can learn not only kind of the methods, but also I can get in Curtis's headspace and work out what he does that makes him successful in terms of his mindset, his structure, his process. So I didn't just get into NLP because something you need to understand, guys, is I'd read books on NLP. In fact, I actually read Tony Robbins' book, Unlimited Power, and that is all based on NLP. I didn't know what NLP was at the time, but that is all NLP. He's an NLP practitioner, right, Curtis?
Yes, absolutely.
And you actually use a few NLP techniques.
I use a lot of NLP in my coaching. Mm-hmm.
So I read the books, but do you know what? It didn't make me $119,000 in 4 months, okay? But when I actually went on a course, I did a course over 10 months, and when I actually went and worked with that gentleman there, who is actually the creator of NLP, and you get to sort of meet him and shake hands with him after the course, that's when the good stuff happened, guys. That's when the magic happened. And just I put those certificates there not to show off, but just to prove I actually, I'm a professional member of a professional organization there. Look, I've actually got a lot of qualifications. I'm actually now also a qualified NLP trainer, so I'm qualified to teach NLP as well. So that's not me being big-headed. That's why they're there. And NLP for me helps solve this problem that always sort of confused me. Like I said, some people, they join a network marketing business, they go and they be successful, even from a cold start. And some people have been through 18 companies, their friends and family run a mile whenever they say hello in case they're going to pitch them, and it just doesn't seem to work for them. So how come two people get the same info, the same company, the same products at the same price, with the same resources, with the same team and the same team training, same business, etc., and they end up getting wildly different results? And I found this quote and it just resonated, so I've included it here for you. Your mind does what it believes is in your best interest. If you have things in your life that you don't want, it's because your mind has other ideas based on outdated information that you gave it years ago, and that will come up. So listen, we're going to do a little bit of NLP stuff with you now. I'm sorry because you get to hear me talk a lot on this webinar, but it's the way it is. It's my beautiful British accent. So listen, whatever you do, do not, whatever you do not, under no circumstance, think of a blue elephant flying over the Eiffel Tower in France in the moonlight. Okay? So what shade of blue was your elephant? Okay? Now the reason I know you were thinking of an elephant is because to make sense of that sentence, what do you have to do? You have to create a picture of a blue elephant, flying over the Eiffel Tower in France in the moonlight. You have to. Just have to. There's no way. So how many times a day do you say to yourself, I don't want to be broke? Well, guess what? Internally, you have to go and make a representation of being broke to understand what that sentence means. How many times do you say, I just can't get it? It's okay for them. The lucky, so-and-sos are lucky swines. You have to go in and you have to make a representation of that. And if they're lucky so-and-sos, it's sending negative information to your subconscious brain, isn't it? Saying, I don't want to be like that. I'm no good at speaking to people. I get that one a lot. I can't speak to people. And I go, hey, you do know you're telling me that by speaking to me, right? And they go, yeah, I'm no good at speaking. Well, you sound okay to me. So you have to go in and you have to make a representation of all this. And I can't sell, all these things we say to ourselves. I'm human. Curtis is human. We're not immune to this stuff. We just recognize it and we make changes, okay? And that's what we want to teach you. Another real quick example. Just fold your arms for me, quick as you like. Curtis, fold your arms. I know Curtis knows this, but I'll get him to play along. As you look at your hands, if you look at that guy in the picture, you're similar, yeah? You notice you've got one hand tucked over one arm and the other one is tucked in, yeah?
Yeah.
Quick as you like, people. Change arms for me. Swap arms. Now listen, that's quite hard to do, yeah? Yeah, you can do it, but you're not used to doing it. So your brain doesn't know how to do it. So your brain has a little pattern in the subconscious that says fold arms, and away it goes. Where did you learn to fold your arms? Chances are you watched one of your parents do it when you were younger, okay? And then you kind of work out your own way of doing it after you watch that. And if you're in any doubt, I think most people kind of get this now these days, but your subconscious is actually the one in control. I've seen that figure there where it says subconscious 90%. I've seen that as high as 95%. So it just depends what research you read and what you believe. But the conscious bit is where we all live. So that's where we think we've got willpower and make smart decisions, and we can analyze everything and do what we want. And we can go on that diet and lose weight, and we can go and build that big team. We can go and make all this money, right? Easy. But it's not, because your subconscious is actually what's running you. Now, if you look at those two people there walking through that cornfield, you notice they're walking on dirt. The corn isn't growing there. And the reason for that is because that is a well-trodden path. Just like folding your arms, it's a well-trodden path. So when you want to do something different, you have to kind of fight your way through all those ears of corn there. Okay? So any learning tends to be difficult at first. But things like phobias, fear, procrastination, pain, etc., your brain is lazy and it likes to go down the well-trodden path because it's easy. Okay? And repetition makes it easy for the brain and generally keeps us safe. Okay? Things that we do a lot. So, it's stuck, it's fast, it's set in your brain, okay? Just like folding your arms, just like procrastinating, all these sort of things that your subconscious is doing to you. So where did you learn all this? If you've got kids in the room, now might be a good time to get them out or skip forward a little bit. But Curtis, you believe in that gentleman, don't you?
Sure. No, I don't.
Okay, but I wager you did until the age of what, 7?
At least.
At least. So you see, as a child, guys, you have no filters. You have no complex filters. That's why you believe that there are monsters under your bed. It's why you believe in fairies, or why you pick up a stick that becomes a machine gun when you're playing war with your mates, down in the park or whatever. When a little girl has a tea party with imaginary tea, and invisible cake, but it's real to them. Okay, it's real to them. And the brain likes to learn. When you're happy and playful, your brain makes chemicals to help you learn. That's why puppies, kittens, and children all love to play. But the consequence of that is, you believe in Father Christmas until you kind of get those filters to say, hang on a minute, no, he doesn't exist, that can't be right. The problem is, though, you get the same information fed in about money and things like that. And that's not always as obvious to overcome. And we kind of believe our own crap, if you like. But it could be someone else's crap. Could be your parents, could be, a teacher, headmistress, religious leader or something. So you get to a point in your life where you realize that something isn't working. Something you are doing isn't working. It's not giving you the result you want. So we in Curtis are here to help you do something different. It's your time, guys. It's time. It's time to do something different. So when you get a former Tony Robbins success coach, what were you called? Master Elite Coach or something?
Master Elite Coach. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And a Master NLP practitioner. When we want to help you, you're in the right place at the right time. Okay? And this webinar is totally free, and hopefully we've already taught you some stuff. Okay, so one of the things that we do... Oh, sorry, Curtis, this is your slide. You take this away.
Yeah, no, that's perfect, Paul. Thank you so much. And just kind of to add real quick to your Father Christmas, that relates to your business. If you think about beliefs and things you thought about this industry, that affects your performance. It comes through in your tonality and how you speak to people and things like that. So you really need to pay attention to what are your beliefs about the industry and your business and what you're doing and things like that. And if you're not getting the results you want, okay, you need to figure out what are those and you need to change them. And that's what Paul and I are here to do. So one of the things that we study in coaching is a person's greatest strengths. Now, this is another thing that's going to help you. Sorry, somebody's messaging me there. So one of the things, we study is a person's greatest strengths. We call this your success strategy. So what I'm going to help you with right now is for you to develop your own unique success strategy to help you break through, challenges, things that maybe you're having a challenge right now. I'm going to teach you your own success strategy. Everybody's success strategy is different. Can you hear me okay, Paul?
Yeah, crystal clear, Curtis.
Perfect. So I want you to ask yourself, what was one of the most difficult times in your life? Think about it for a minute. Now, if you're going through a difficult time right now and you're stuck in it, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a time that was difficult in the past. It doesn't have to be too long ago, but you got through it. And I want you to ask yourself, what pulled you through it? What was it? Was it a belief? Was it a behavior? Was it an action you took? Do you just believe in a higher power? Do you what happened? Did you just say enough is enough? And I'm sick and tired. I'm gonna change. What was it that helped you get through that difficult time? I want you to think about that right now. Now, you can go after this webinar and think more on this, but for time's sakes, I just wanted to touch on this because this will help you succeed in anything else in your life. Anytime you've had a challenge in your life and you got through it, I want you to go and I want you to think about and even write it down. How did you get through it? Right? There's something about you. Okay, I don't want you to look at, this changed or that changed outside of you. Ask yourself, what was it about you that helped you turn it around? Okay, that's your unique success strategy, and you need to know that in order to succeed in everything else in your life. Okay, cool. We can go to the next one, Paul.
So what you're telling me is all these books that are telling you to do things in a certain way might not work for somebody because they have their own internal way of doing things.
100%. Exactly. Just reading a book and things like that aren't going to change, the subconscious. Did you already talk about that, Paul?
Well, only in the sense, I read Tony Robbins' book, Unlimited Power, and yes, it did change my life and it set me on a path, but classic Think and Grow Rich. I read that. It didn't make me rich.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, most of it is at the subconscious level, which is that iceberg where, 3/4 of it is underwater. So you don't even know what is causing whatever is going on. Exactly. So anyways, all right. So I want you to ask yourself, what are three of the, now here's where we help you a little bit here even more. What are three of the most important things you need or want to change or improve in your life right now? Just write those down real quick. What are three of the most important things you need or want to change or improve in your life right now? Write them down real quick. You don't have to write it out in a sentence. Just, more money, car, dog, house, cat, whatever you want in your life, right? New house, new car, new wife, new husband. No, just kidding. You want to get into a relationship. You want to have children, something you want to change or improve in your life right now. All right, of these three, which is the most important to change right now? Has to change right away. That should come right to your mind. Okay, now if you fail to change or improve this area of your life, what will it ultimately cost you? So if we'll just keep it to business. So if you're in a network marketing business, what is one thing that you need to change right now? And if you fail to change it, what's it going to ultimately cost you? Let's say in the next 6 months or in the next year, what will you miss out on? How's this going to affect you or your family? How's that going to feel? What's your life going to be like if this continues and you don't change it today? All right, that's it. Go to the next slide. Thanks. So if you could truly change that, whatever it is you want to change or improve in your life, whether it's business or personal, okay, to what you want, to exactly what you want, right? If there's a recipe, right? There's a specific step-by-step system to get you what you want. How would your life be greater? What would happen? How would you benefit? How would your family benefit? What would the results of that be if you had that? How would that feel right now to have that? Let's say 6 months or a year from now, if you made that happen, you finally created that residual income you wanted, right? If we had a process, if Paul and I had a process that could absolutely help you achieve what it is that you want, would you commit to whatever is necessary to take advantage of it? To put off using these tools would be stupid, wouldn't it? So let Paul and I share this process with you.
Yeah, and guys, we're not saying necessarily buy anything that we're offering or anything. We're just saying, you've got to commit to it. It's like to put things off. It might be going on a course. It might be taking coaching. It might be, making the commitment to do so many phone
Just
calls.
making a change. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is, whatever it is. Now, listen, that Curtis is basically giving you a little mini coaching session there, but obviously in terms of time, nobody wants to sit on a webinar for 2 hours. So feel free to go back over that. Maybe take a screen grab of the slides here and, go and spend some time with a glass of wine or, whatever your favorite beverage, and get a notebook and really put a bit of thought into it. Okay. But what I will say, and I know Curtis agrees, quite often the first thing that comes to your head is the right thing. Yeah.
Yes.
The answer shouldn't take you a week to come up with. Yeah.
Right. The more you think about it, the less accurate it is. Mm-hmm.
Cool. So, to recap, really, you really, really need to know what you want. You need to know what you want, what you don't want, how it will affect everybody. So ultimately, that is what you really want. In NLP, we call that well-formed outcomes. And remember, Tony Robbins, NLP practitioner, which is why me and Curtis got on. I did my 119,000 in 4 months, let's say, to be fair. 4 months after this, okay, it was technically 3, but there was a build-up period. Mm-hmm. So with everything that we've done here so far, hopefully you can think we can help. So take a screen grab of this. Again, time means we can't go through it as much as we'd like to, but this is what we do with people. But your outcome, your goal, okay, we call it outcomes because it's bigger than goals, but really say goal. But it's got to be stated in the positive. I want to stop smoking isn't a positive. I want to live healthy, and breathe easy and everything. I want to lose weight isn't positive. I want to be thin. I want to be thin and healthy. So it's got to be something that's positively stated. It's got to be something you control. I want Curtis to go and get 10 coaching clients. I can't do that because it's up to Curtis, yeah? It's got to be compelling. I used to work to pay bills, guys. That's not exciting. Didn't used to get me up in the morning. When I got bigger dreams and bigger ambitions, things fell into place. Sequenced in bite-sized chunks. If you want to bake a cake, okay, you have to do it in order. It has to be sequenced, okay? And you can't just do it all in 30 seconds. You have to do it in chunks. You have to go and get the eggs. You have to go and get the flour. You have to open the flour. A lot of people, they will vastly, vastly overestimate what they can do in a month, and vastly, vastly underestimate what they can do in a year. Okay, so break it down what you want to do into bite-sized chunks. It has to be sensory based. What will you feel when you've got it? What will you see, taste, hear, smell? What context? Who do you want it with? When and why? Where? Resources built in. What do I need? Do I need internal resources like more confidence, more self-esteem? Okay, do I need to be a better public speaker? Do I need to be better at riding a bike because I want to go and do the Tour de France? Or what about external resources? Like I need a new computer. I know Curtis just got a new computer. Do I need a new computer? Do I need a certain book or whatever, some training? Ecology, how does it fit into your life and those around you? How will it affect your partner, your children, your spouse, your dog, your pet, and secondary gain, a bit more involved, but basically, some people, when you say, how are you? And they go, oh, I'm fine. How are you? And you go, actually, my shoulder hurts a little bit. Oh, well, my leg, and there's always something wrong with them. Sometimes that's just because people go, oh, poor you. And they get a secondary gain. That's how they get attention. That's just a very sort of brief example. So take a screen grab of that. But, the actions that you take that aren't helping you probably give you some sort of gain. Massive, massive area there to look at for people that aren't having success. So I'm sorry we can't spend more time on that. So we just shared with you what we learned, but that's all we did. We learned it, guys, and we learned it from the best. We also should learn how to put a D on the end of the word share there. But we said we're not perfect. You don't have to be smart to make money, okay? We learned it from the best, and all we're doing is passing on what we learned, okay? So you could, if you learn what we've learned and we're teaching you, do you think it would help? Yeah, it's got to help. So let's turn our attention now to why network marketing fails for so many people. In fact, 95% is the often bandied around quote. But if you look at the bottom of this slide, there's a really long URL there. If you message me or Curtis, we'll tell you how to do that later. But if you message me or Curtis and you want to read the whole thing yourself, you can. We'll send you that link rather than you try and write it all down. I will say everybody tells me their company is different, right? Everybody's going to tell me that, their company is great, just the way it is. but this is from that website there. This is actually from the FTC, Federal Trade Commission. So as serious a problem as pyramid marketing schemes may seem from these FTC complaint statistics, they grossly underestimate the problem, since 99% of approximately 15 million MLM participants every year lose money. And that's straight from the FTC, okay, based on their research. Pretty scary, right? Okay, here's why. People get into network marketing on the hype. They see a group of people there, or they buy into the vision. You know, oh, all I need to do is get 3 people and they'll all go and they'll build me an army of people all selling for me, and I'll lay in my hammock in the Bahamas and everything will be great. Fact is, everybody wants everybody else to do it for them, because most people, they either can't, they won't, or they don't like selling and or recruiting. So a lot of people, they're programmed against doing things they don't like to do. They just will not do it, okay? And, you know, me and Curtis have ways of turning that around, okay? But fact is, most people can't, won't, don't like selling or recruiting. And that's what network marketing is at the end of the day. You've got to sell a product, and most of them rely on you recruiting people. So what if we shared with you how I got to 10K a month, okay? And you can do it in your own business, but also help you get financial freedom faster. Think people want to know that, Curtis?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's dive in. So this is how people that succeed do it, from everything I know and everything Curtis knows. 1, they have the mindset, okay? 2, they get a coach. Well, when I say mindset, they want to succeed. They've got a passion to succeed. They're sick and tired of being sick and tired, yeah? Something motivates them. Quite often you see successful people, they've had some kind of financial disaster, they've been bankrupt before they go and make it. Often people as well that are getting into sort of spiritual things or really into health, it's because they had some, you know, massive illness or something, okay, that makes them do it. This is why in network marketing they talk about finding your why. You've got to find your why, you know, something that will make you take action, okay? So they have the mindset to go and maybe not have all the answers, but know they can work it out. 2, they get a coach, mentor. Now, my interpretation of that is somebody that's been there, somebody that has done it, so they can show you and guide you. So they get some help. Now, we put coach, mentor. It could be a book, guys. You know, again, don't think we're trying to sell you something. It could be a book, could be videos, okay? I follow a guy called John Assaraf. He's great, you know. But like I said, just reading books and stuff didn't make me rich. So they also have a clear outcome in mind. They know what they want. And a lot of your time, I suspect, Curtis, is spent on that with people, right?
Yes.
And once they know, what happens? They move quicker.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Once they get that clear outcome and they're focused and they know the direction they're taking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And they fall into place a lot quicker, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. A confused mind won't take action. So once it's crystal clear and they know why they're doing it, what they want, and what's in their way, yeah, and they have the NLP get past it. Yeah, they move right towards it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool. They stay consistent and they understand this formula that I'm going to teach you now. I got this from a gentleman called Brad Sugars. So you can look him up, Brad Sugars. He's an Australian entrepreneur. He owns a massive business coaching company. And I learned this and it's amazing, okay? It seems really simple. When you think about it, it is, but it's amazing. So every business needs leads. You don't need your business to be based in Nepal. You know what Nepal means, Curtis?
A what?
Nepal. You don't want your business to go to Nepal. Nepal. Not enough people are looking.
Oh, no, I never heard that before.
Nah, see, I like to keep these things back from you. So you don't want your business to be in Nepal, guys. Not enough people are looking. You need leads. So you have to get leads. Number of leads. Now, you'll have a conversion rate because some of those will be customers. It could be 0%, could be 100%, okay? I've got a way you can make it more than 100%, which I know sounds crazy, but it's true. But so leads times your conversion rate gives you your number of customers. 100 leads, 50% conversion rate, 50 customers. Okay, nothing too scary about that. Times your AOV. Now, that's your average order value times the number of purchases that they make with you. So if they spend $10 a month for 12 months, that's $120. That's your revenue from that customer. Take your revenue, times it by your profit margin, and that gives you the profits that you're left with at the end. A network marketing business is no different to any other business, guys. It still uses exactly the same formula. So let's go and look at a few of these. Let's look at leads. So how do you get leads in the network marketing business? Well, personal invites. I've put yuck because most people can't, won't, don't like to sell or recruit. So when you tell them to write a list of 200 friends, family, and associates, they don't want to see people get ripped off, and they're taking a risk. They're worried that if it goes wrong for them, they'll be seen in a bad light. So personal invites, some people are great at it. Okay, a lot of people don't like doing it. Home meetings where you invite 50 people and 5 turn up. Hate them. I don't do them. Three-way calls, another thing that generally most people don't like for one reason or another. Hey Curtis, I'm just with Bob, and Bob's just been telling me what a shrewd business person you are. God, come on, it's 2018. Write a list of 200 contacts. Again, I think that's old-fashioned. Now, where I live more is social media posts, social media ads, and knowing your audience and matching the message to them will pay you dividends. I got to 10K a month without ads, just with social media, just by putting value out into the marketplace, which we'll talk about. So an example from our group, we've got ex-military, we've got tradesmen like carpenters, plumbers, electricians, we've got taxi drivers and Forex traders. And like I said, I got to 10K a month just by focusing on my target audience and helping them, putting out value. And when you get the message, the right message to the right audience, and you put that out on social media, people come to you. People will come and approach you. And that's what's been happening for me. I cracked the code. So how do you get more conversion? Well, you appeal to your prospects' pain and show how your product is the solution. People respond more to pain than they do pleasure, unfortunately. Tony Robbins teaches the two driving forces in your life are pain and pleasure. Mm-hmm. Would you fight harder to make $1,000 or save it from somebody that was trying to steal it from you? Go and look out there. How many, I was reading something today, scary. The number of people that have less than $1,000 in their savings account is absolutely shocking. Yeah. People fight more to hang on through fear of loss than they do to go out and win it in the first place.
Yep.
So how do you improve your conversion? Well, if you had more than one thing to offer, if somebody said no to your primary business, you could sell them something else. That would help. That's one way that Brad taught me that you can get a better conversion rate. So then also with conversion, it starts with the lead targeting. Remember what I said, if you match the presentation to the audience, there's no point me giving, meat recipes if my target audience is vegetarians, okay? So it's just common sense, guys, but a lot of people don't do it. They shotgun market, and if you market to everyone, you market into no one. Conversion rate as well. I specific strategy I teach for Facebook groups. Basically, Facebook is way better than email, in my opinion. I still like to have a little bit of an email list, but Facebook will actually notify everybody in the group that you run that you've posted in the group. And also, if the person hasn't changed their default settings, Facebook will also email them to tell them that as well. So you get 2 bites of the cherry. Very, very powerful technique. And you can get, something we do, we've seen 97% open rates when we send out information to people. So conversion, use Facebook groups. I can't go into the full details here, but guys, set a Facebook group up, get people in the Facebook group. And then once again, have that secondary product. It might be shampoo if you're into health products or something like that. Now, Walmart don't just sell one thing for that very reason. When you go into Walmart, they want you to buy something. That's why they don't just sell one thing. They don't just sell bread or milk or bananas. They sell a lot of things. And if you've got something that appeals to the majority of people as a backup to your primary, game over. Game over. Average order value. Again, Walmart don't just sell one thing. You go in to buy some milk, and what do you end up doing, Curtis?
Oh, yeah, you come out with new sheets and a bicycle.
Yeah, well, I needed some printer paper, and that's on offer. I'll take some of that, and might get some chocolate. So if you can make multiple sales, that helps you make more income. Obviously, it's a no-brainer. And then there's another strategy that we're going to share with you, and that is how you can turn $100 into $95,000. So you don't need to make so many repeat orders or get such a big average order value. If I sell something to Curtis for $100 and I can turn it into $95,000, that's better than me trying to sell, 950 things to Curtis, mm-hmm. or to other people. Makes it a lot easier. Number of purchases, retention is key on that, guys. Again, Walmart don't just sell one thing because it keeps you going back. They know you can get pretty much anything under one roof at Walmart. So if you've got more than one product to sell, it's still good if it's related or it's got mass appeal. Sometimes you actually get 2 sales or more from one person, and that's why sometimes you can get a better than 100% conversion rate, because they might buy the shampoo and then the soap, or they might buy this product or this tool or whatever. So let's just talk about why network marketing business dies if you don't get those things right, if you don't adhere to that formula properly. If you look at the guy at the bottom right, if he stops making so much money, guess what? He leaves. If he can't recruit or sell anybody, or he hates selling, it's just decided it's not for him, he's no good at it, he's going to leave. So what happens to the guy above him? He's got nobody under him anymore. So he's not making so much money. So he looks at his paycheck for the effort he's putting in and goes, do you know what? I might as well get out of here. So the guy above him, all of a sudden, guess what? He's losing his income, isn't he? So what does he do? He looks and goes, well, this is crazy, because under me, I used to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and now I've only got a couple. My paycheck's less than it was. Business obviously isn't going well. I'm fed up of trying to recruit to fill the people that keep missing, that keep dropping out. So he leaves, and pretty soon the guy at the top is like, what happened? What happened? I worked so hard. I built a big team. I had this leader in, and that's another thing. Leaders sometimes go to different deals and take all their people with them. That's why network marketing business dies. Not good. So how do you improve your profit margin? Well, get a second opportunity, guys. It strengthens that pyramid, okay? Because if they leave one of the income streams that you've got, they're not necessarily going to leave both. And in fact, sometimes, what we're going to show you, it actually costs you money to leave what we do. So retention is good. It hangs on to your profit margins a lot better. Now, if you get a second opportunity and you could get it to grow your income and you could get it for free, you don't have to pay for it. That obviously helps your profit margin greatly, okay? Because you're getting more money in than you're putting out because you can get it for free. Again, we're going to help you with that, but we just want you to understand the concept of that formula. And if you've got coaching, Curtis, what did you post the other day? Your coaching client, how much he had some wins or something?
Gosh, there's thousands of them, but yeah, just the other day I had one of my clients in the last 2 weeks. He closed a $35,000 and a $400,000 deal. Just an hour ago, I posted another one from a client I had this morning. She's had, let's see, her and her husband, they've had the last 2 months were their best months in over 10 years, and they're on track to do $1 million in revenue this year.
Fantastic. So in terms of their profit margin and growing their business, is coaching an expense or an investment?
Yeah, it's ridiculous how quickly you can change things with coaching.
I'd imagine they're quite happy. So, so the big questions. Okay, so we know you're passionate about the business you're in. We get that. Okay, you're married to your business. People choose a business for a reason. So we're just going to say to you, listen, is that really exclusive? Would you still promote that business if they didn't pay you? Most people say no. We're not trying to take you away from it though, guys. Honestly, we're not at all. We're trying to share with you the things that successful people do. I know somebody who's successful. He's in 6 deals. You only publicly see him promoting 1, but he's in 6 deals. Okay. And this goes on a lot. People that have coaching, they're in network marketing businesses. People that are in network marketing businesses may do coaching, whatever. So multiple income streams. It's good to focus, but if you want to increase average order value, have more things to sell. If you want to increase your retention rate, have more things to keep them in. If you want to get more repeat purchases, have more things to offer them. It's just common sense, guys. So if you get that, and your primary passion business, that's fine. But would you also be interested in this $100 into $95,000 thing? Okay. And would you also like to turn a no into a sale? So when somebody says no to your primary, you still have the chance to make a sale. Help your team do the same. Help people achieve their financial freedom goals. Now, this is crucial. I should have highlighted this. Without having to sell or recruit, because that's what most people don't like to do. Just think about your team. Even if you crack it, are your team duplicating big time? Okay. So most people don't like to sell or recruit. Would you like to have great retention? And also, it's great retention even if people drop out of your primary business. Okay. So imagine a product. What sort of a product would that be? Okay, a product that people didn't stop using when they lost the weight, felt better, or they couldn't sell it themselves and had a garage full of it. Sorry, I'm talking to an American, a garage.
Mm-hmm.
Or they couldn't recruit anyone to sell it with them, so they quit. Okay, that product, guys, something you have to use every day, and the product is money. Have you ever had a day in your life, Curtis, where you didn't have to use money at all?
Never.
I can't think of one.
I was trying to going to be added up over the week or the month.
Yeah,
I was your weekly bills or whatever. Yeah,
I was trying to think of one, and you rent. Okay, you might pay it once a month, but you want to stay in your house or pay your mortgage or whatever. So that product is money, because even if people already have tons of it, guess what? They still want more. Everybody uses it. Yeah, this is such a good product. Also, people care more about their money than they do their health. If that was the other way around, if people cared more about their health than they do their wealth, then people would eat better. They buy lots of expensive supplements all the time. But if you're in a health and wellness company, how many people drop out? They do, because they care more about their money. They need to save money. They care more about their money than they do their health. They get the wealth sorted, then fine. Then they care about their health. So you might have heard of Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, very popular in network marketing circles. Great book. If you haven't got it, I suggest you get it, particularly the follow-up as well, because he talks about the cash flow quadrant. Everybody starts as an employee, basically. Most people, 99.9% of people, I would guess, they start as an employee, okay? They get fed up with that, so they go and they think, do you know what? My boss is a jerk. I can do whatever they do. I can do that. So they go and become self-employed. So they clean windows, or they start a pie shop, bakery or whatever. But that's where 5% of that's where you got no leverage, okay? There's only 5% of the wealth is in that side of the quadrant. 95% of the population are there, but there's only 5% of the wealth is in people having a job or being self-employed. On the other side, you get to be a business owner. So when you kind of get fed up and you realize, I had my own business once, and I realized one day, I just had a job. I was taking calls from clients at 9, 10 o'clock at night. I was meant to be self-employed. It was my own business. But guess what? If I didn't do the work for the clients, guess what? They left. So I just owned a job. Didn't like it. So then you go and you want to be a business owner. So you start a business and you get other people working for you. But that comes with pains as well, because you get staff having days off sick. You've got legal things to take care of, pensions and things like that in the UK. I don't know how it works in the US. Okay. But you still run it ultimately. But it's better. And then the sweet spot, Robert Kiyosaki says, is where you're an investor and you get your money working for you. Now, that side of the quadrant, business owner, and this is why network marketing is so attractive, because you can get in real, low startup. In fact, I've heard it said, I think it was Ray Higdon, said the problem with network marketing is, you can get in for such a low amount. So it attracts all sorts of people. But the great thing about network marketing is you can get in for such a low amount. So it makes it accessible to all the people.
Right.
But 5% of the population live on that side of the quadrant, guys. Okay. And yeah, it's where 95% of the wealth is. So if you're in network marketing, you're already kind of there. But guess what? We've got a shortcut to that I tab. We've got the shortcut for you. Warren Buffett, me and Curtis were talking yesterday. He's the third richest man in the world now. Curtis looked it up. But Warren said, I made my first investment at age 11. I was wasting my life up until then. Now, this is why. We're going to show you why. And Albert Einstein, I understand he was quite a clever chap, so I heard. Compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it. So if you take $100 and you can, Curtis, what does your bank give you interest on your savings? Do you know?
I don't think they do anymore. My savings, I don't even know. If anything, it's maybe 1%. It used to be, I think, like 5% years and years and years ago. Yeah. I don't even think they do that anymore.
In the UK, it's about 1% at the minute.
Yeah.
Well, if you can find a way to grow your $100 at 10% a month, and you can do that for 6 years, you end up with $95,559. But that's over 6 years, and people say, oh, 6 years. Curtis, what did you start 6 years ago that's made you $95,559? excuse me, $59 with very, very little of your input.
With nothing with little input. No.
I thought as much.
Massive effort.
So we said it earlier, it works with more money too, and it does. If you put $1,000 in at start instead of 100, you end up with 955,593. If you wait one extra month, you've got $1 million. You've got over $1 million. But you might not want to wait 6 years, okay? Curtis, do you plan on being around in 6 years? You're feeling healthier? Your health's good?
I hope so. I have a 7-year-old son. He needs me.
So, again, 6 years, guys, soon goes. It soon passes. But you don't have to wait 6 years. Look at that return in profit column. At the start of 6 years, you're on $30,448 a month. Curtis, could you live on that?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you go back, kind of in year 3, you could be taking out a good wage on this plan. Okay. So you don't have to wait 3 years, but everybody talks about making $1 million, don't they? So we use a company. The company's called iMarkets Live. And what they do is they trade Forex, the foreign exchange. Okay. So like when you go on holiday, when I went to America and I met up with Curtis, I had to change my British money into your stupid American money that looks like toy money to us. But I guess you're the same with ours. Like we have more coins than you and stuff like that. But basically, if I took £100 over to America, I go to the bank and I say I want £100 worth of dollars. I fly over, and Curtis is a generous guy, and they give me say 100 and probably at the minute I don't know $130 probably roughly, let's say.
Yeah, I think it's right now it's $1.36 US dollars for one British pound.
Okay, so I get $136. I fly over to the US and I meet up with Curtis, and Curtis says, "Hey, put that money away, Paul. You don't need to spend any money while you're with me." Okay, that's one of those days I didn't have to spend money. Okay, when Curtis said, "Don't worry, I'll get you a bottle of water." Thanks, Curtis.
Yes.
So anyway, Curtis says, "Put your money away, Paul. I'll look after you." So I don't spend any of my £100, my $136. I fly back to the UK, and I go to the bank and I say, "Here's my $136. I'd like my £100 back." And they say, "Oh, I'm very sorry, sir. It's now worth £90, not 100 and not 100 anymore. It's now worth 90." How can that be? And they say, "Because of the exchange rate." And I go, "Oh." And sometimes it might be that I get $105 or $110. So what we do is we take advantage of that. But guess what? We don't expect you to go on a plane. It used to be only banks would trade the foreign exchange markets. It used to be, and if you wanted to do it yourself, you could, but you kind of needed expensive software. You needed to go and jump through hoops and legalities to get broker accounts, and you needed several thousand to start. Well, IML have brought it down now, and you can literally start with $100 to invest with. In fact, one gentleman I think started with $20, I heard, and did really well. So what they do is basically Forex, it can be complicated. So what they do is they have traders that call out the trades, they do all the analysis, and they send it to you. And guys, it's copy and paste. And that's why I said to Curtis, things that don't take a lot of your effort is copy and paste. Everybody that's watching this ought to be able to copy and paste. And if you're in any doubt that you can do it, we've actually got videos of, I think, a 12-year-old doing it, a 6-year-old doing it, and an 8-year-old doing it. Okay. Now, there's a monthly fee to get access to all this. Imagine having professional traders, send you signals. So obviously they don't just do that for nothing, guys. So there is a fee. Let me just tell you now before we carry on, 80% of IML customers, they pay the monthly fee happily, okay, because the products make money. Remember I said a product that has mass appeal, and even if you got a lot of it, you want more. 80% of people pay the monthly fee happily because the products are making them money, making them more than the monthly fee, okay? Now, there is a business side to IML, but you don't have to take part. So we can show you how to get that monthly fee for free, even though 80% of people pay it quite happily. And, don't quote me exactly. It might be 78%, it might be 84%, but it's around 80%, okay? Just in the interest of being open and honest and transparent. And we're not making any income claims. Me and Curtis are both professionals, and we take it you are as well. We can't make, bold, outrageous claims. But the good thing about IML is, okay, if you want to find 2 other people that want to do this, like in your network marketing team or whatever, then They won't even charge you card, guys. As long as you've got 2 paying customers, you get it for free. So it's kind of 2 and 3 deal. But we know if you've stayed this far into this presentation, we know you're a go-getter. So that we'll tell you briefly about the other option. If you want to refer 12 people, you only need 3 people, personals, okay? But if you build a team of 12, that's $600 a month recurring. 30 people is 1,000, 75 people, 2,000, 225 people, 5,000, and where I'm at is 500 people. I'm on my way to 25,000 a month, and we've got 2 people now in the company that are making, wait for it, $500,000 a month. $500,000 a month. That's $6 million a year. Okay, with this compensation plan. So the big questions: would you like our help? Would you like to do that? Would you like me to help you get to where I'm at, 10K a month? Would you like Curtis? Would you like a Tony Robbins guy? Tony Robbins, personally trained. Tony Robbins, personally recruited, personally trained. Curtis, just quickly, how many people started the coaching?
Yeah, so Tony no longer trains coaches, just so people know that out there. You're not getting these days a coach that Tony trained if you go to those other organizations. Tony trained 1 class. There were 65 of us that were offered to start, so started the class. People were eliminated daily in this intense 28-day training with Tony to start. We ended up with 12 people graduating. Wow. Out of the 12, only 7 of us were offered jobs. Of those 7, there's still 2 or 3 of them still working for Tony. The rest are no longer coaching. I'm probably the only one that I know of out of that group that still does coaching that doesn't work for Tony.
And if I wanted to go and get trained by a Tony Robbins coach, I know you don't know probably exactly, but roughly what would that cost now?
It would be $10,000 to start, and it would probably take you about a year, 1 to 2 years to learn everything.
Okay.
You got to buy all these courses and tapes and go to the events and all this stuff. Well, then on top of that, you have to attend all of Tony Robbins' seminars.
Right.
First of all, you have to go through the Robbins Madonna's training. You have to go through the Tony Robbins course training. So it would probably cost you about $100,000 in 2 years.
Okay. And the coach that you get isn't even personally trained by Tony anymore.
And they're a new coach, and they're not, like I said, they work for someone else. They're not out doing it in the trenches themselves.
Okay, so hopefully, guys, listen. Hopefully we've shared stuff with you. Honestly, if you go through what Curtis did in his section, the NLP sort of the elephant thing, that I did with you, the business formula is golden. I promise you. If you apply it, it's golden. I'm telling you. We've given you value in the webinar. I really hope you feel you've got value. But if you want to take things further, we've done something, and I said pennies on the dollar, absolute pennies on the dollar. So this is limited to 500 action takers. You'll see why, okay? Lots of people will see this because obviously we're talking to network marketers. They've got teams. Everybody in network marketing, I think, pretty much knows Tony Robbins and would like to be able to get access to what Curtis can offer. So Curtis is cheap at $500 a month for what he does. And I teach what I did to get to 10K. And you saw all the people with the red arrows that helped, all those people in the top 10 that were my team. The thing is, guys, I like freedom. I tend not, I've not really done coaching before because I do it with people in my team, and I kind of do it in a certain way. So you can't actually buy me normally, right? I just do it for people in my team. So this is what we're doing. Would you like a weekly group coaching call with Curtis? He'll put aside an hour or 2 every week, and he's going to go through kind of coaching stuff and help people in a group coaching format. Yeah. I do what I teach on a Tuesday night, 8 p.m. UK time. They're all recorded. You can ask questions before if you can't be on, if you want a question answered. I do that on a Tuesday, 8 p.m. UK every week for my team. And sometimes we have great mastermind sessions. Sometimes they're brilliant. Sometimes it's me training. Sometimes somebody else will come in with a particular skill and they'll teach that, and we answer questions. It's really good. Now, NLP is the thing that turned it all around for me. I have a course that I sell it for $997. Okay, so it's $997. That's what I sell it for. And NLP is the thing that really helped me. So I've got that there. But like I say, reading a book didn't make me rich, guys. It wasn't until I went on the course. So I really believe you need some interaction, and this is why I'm doing this. So IML, if you want to join IML and you want to take advantage of all those things it will help with, it's $250 approximately, because there's tax and stuff, but approximately $250 for your first month. It gives you the tools you need to turn that $100 into 95,000. It gives you, it could be your second income stream, whether you want to promote it or not. If you're just a customer, by the way, in trading, there is never going to be a conflict with your network marketing company, because you're just a customer and you're just using the tools to invest your money. So there's no conflict with other network marketing companies, which is cool. So it could be a second income stream. It can help you with your conversion rate, it can help you with your average order value and your revenue, like we discussed. Then it's $200 a month or free. Remember, if you refer to customers, I'm talking to a network marketer here, guys. Who doesn't want more money? I'm talking to network. You ought to be, I would hope, with our help, you ought to be able to get 2 customers so you can get it for free, which helps your profit margin. However, 80% of people are paying the monthly fee more than happily, because guess what? The products make money.
Yeah. They're teaching you how to make money. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Not, the compound interest effect and everything. So being a part of IML, being a member of IML has its privilege. As long as you are a member, free or paid. So if you get your service for free, you still count. So free or paid, you get the following: weekly group coaching call with Curtis. It's called the A-Team. Okay, we call it the A-Team because I'm sad and I'm a man of a certain age that grew up with the A-Team. I love the A-Team. I'm Mr. T. You can't be Mr. T. Okay, that's the only thing. So we do that. You get the NLP course, and I release it over 3 months. Now, the reason for that is it's no clever trickery. NLP changes you. When you do some of the exercises, it really does make you think differently sometimes. So, we go over how your brain works. We spend 2 modules on goal setting and increasing look at the third one there, how to vastly increase the chances of hitting your goals. Okay. The stuff that I learned, guys, again, I'm just teaching stuff I learned. How to get motivated, how to beat procrastination, how to turn failure into success, overcoming limiting beliefs, self-confidence and self-esteem, and then time travel. One of my favorite things is a thing called timeline therapy. Very powerful, very powerful. And that's why it's down there at the end, okay? Because you need to kind of build up to that. So I release these over 3 months just because if you try and do it all in one go, you don't learn it. And sometimes, to be honest, I go back to modules I've done in the past on NLP, and I take more training because I see it through different eyes because I've already been through some of the other stuff. So guys, hopefully you can see the value there. Curtis is $500 a month. Now, you're not getting him one-on-one, okay? But group coaching with the Tony Robbins coach and my coaching and the NLP course, but, as little as free, max $200 a month. But we know some people, they want more. Some people want to travel in style and go first class, as I say. So if you want to do that, they want personal attention. They want one-on-one rather than group coaching, okay? And they want direct access to a Tony Robbins coach and an NLP master practitioner to work on them and their issues and their stuff one-on-one. So this is what we're doing for 10 people. The reason why this is 10 people, and by the way, 500 people, once the group gets beyond 500, it starts getting difficult to control. So it's for 500 people for the group stuff. And it's only 10 for this because I got into this for freedom. So for 10 people, everything that you just saw, the group coaching, the course and everything, but you will also get 2 coaching calls a month with Curtis, up to 30 minutes each, one-on-one time. 2 coaching calls with me. You have to be available at sort of decent UK time. None of this 3 a.m. for me job, but you can make that work. Okay, so 2 coaching calls a month with Curtis, up to 30 minutes, 2 coaching calls with me, up to 30 minutes. It's everything you need to get to where I am, 10K a month and beyond. Mm-hmm. Curtis has coached people way beyond what I do. Okay. Yeah. So I've put that conservatively because I know what I can do. Okay. But everything you need to get 10K and beyond. We're doing it for $5,000 for a year, guys. $5,000 for a year's coaching. That's less than Curtis charges because he's $500 a month normally.
Yeah.
It's insane. We want your testimonial, though. We're doing it because we want your testimonial because next year it's 10K. Me and Curtis can get 10 clients, 10K a month. In fact, we should probably be doing it now, but we can get 10 clients. That's 50K a year each on top of what we do in a network marketing business. It's nice, So it's $5,000 on the condition of when you're happy, you'll give us the testimonial. Okay, so that's kind of our crazy offer times. We've got group coaching, which I think is affordable for all. I know I've been there where I couldn't afford, a couple of $100, $250 to start. I've been there, but then a kid who's 12 years old called Jack knocked on my door and sir, can I clean your car? And he made £75. That's about $100 roughly. He made £75 in a weekend just washing cars. Money is out there. If your boiler broke down, if a member of your family needed medical care, most people can find it. Okay, so but that I know it's a stretch for some people, but group coaching should be affordable for everybody. Okay. Mm-hmm. If you really want to go for it though, then we've got the group coaching. There is only 10. It's going out to network marketers with teams. I suggest you get in touch with us quick. So if you're ready to get started, there'll be a sign up button under this video on this page. Mm-hmm. If you've got questions, ask us. My Facebook profile is there. I'm the Morebiz Web one, and Curtis is a bit more obvious. He's there. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, also, if you message me, I said at the start of this, I'm going to give you my conversion and persuasion call. If you message me, I'll send you that. Message me on Facebook and I'll send you that. And that's all we've got to give you tonight, guys. That's all we've got to give you. So, Curtis, what do you want to kind of finish with?
Well, that's it. You covered everything, Paul. Like we mentioned, Paul and I, our whole focus is to help people. Like Paul said at the beginning of the webinar, we're just sick and tired of people being sick and tired. And we have tools that we've learned and used and help people with, and we want to help as many people in the network marketing industry experiencing these tools. When I work with coaching clients, the number one challenge is typically things around mindset, identity. It's not the how-to. I mean, we have the how-to. The how-to is everywhere, whatever business you're in. It's always, always, always the individual. So we have the tools, the skills to help you in your business or in our business, whichever one you choose or decide, to help you finally, achieve that goal. And that's it. And that's what we want to do. So I hope we can help.
That's what we got for you. Remember, it is only 10 people for the one-on-one stuff, because I don't want to spend my whole life on the phone talking to people.
Right.
That's why it's 10, So maybe group coaching is for you anyway. But hey, guys, look, check out the links below. Appreciate you watching. Curtis, I really appreciate your time, and just want to say it's an honor to work with you. The stuff that you teach and the stuff you help me with is amazing. So I hope people get in on this and they get access to your stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And we'll see you on the inside, guys. Thanks for your time.
Thanks for sticking with us, everybody. Talk to you soon.